video, this is a more difficult one compared to the previous calculations, since we will combine the two formula in computing fertilizer requirement. To start, we'll have this problem set. A certain area calls for a recommendation of 90, 60, and 30 kilograms per hectare of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. A fertilizer dealer offers a fertilizer combinations of complete having a 14-14-14 fertilizer grade, ammonium phosphate having a 16-20-0 fertilizer grade, and urea having a 46-00 fertilizer grade. The question is, how much of these fertilizers do you need to satisfy the recommendation? Okay guys, we will compute this problem in a step-by-step manner. Please follow with our solution. These are the following given from the problem. So we have this recommended rate, which is 90, 60, and 30 kilograms per hectare of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And we have this available fertilizer materials, which are the complete, which has 14-14-14 fertilizer grade, ammonium phosphate, and urea. So these are the following fertilizer materials that will be used in computing the nutrient requirement of our soil. So this is the first thing to consider, guys. If you have this type of recommended rate, different numbers, which is 90, 60, 30, and you will use a combination of the following fertilizer materials, the first thing to consider is you will use first the smallest number in the recommended rate in calculations. Since this is the first nutrient that will be satisfied. Since if you will use 60 in computation, you will over-apply in 30. Okay, so you should use first the smallest number in recommended rate. Okay, so we will have use the first formula, which is the weight of fertilizer. So weight of complete. So guys, another thing to consider is if you have this combination of fertilizer material, you should use first the complete fertilizer or a fertilizer that has many nutrient components. So that if you will apply this fertilizer material, you are not only applying for potassium. Say for example, we will use the 30, in this case the potassium. And if we will use the complete, we are not only applying potassium, we are also applying phosphorus and nitrogen. So, and then we will adjust here the other fertilizer. So you can adjust. Because if you will apply this first, you cannot adjust anymore since this is a complete fertilizer. It is a combination of different nutrients. So first, you should first use the complete fertilizer. Okay, so weight of complete, the recommended rate is 30 kilograms divided by, use the 14. So this is for potassium and you should use for potassium, which is 14, I mean. Okay? So 14. Okay? So percent times 100%. So 30 kilograms divided by 14, that is 2.1429 times 100% times 100, that would be 214.29 kilograms of complete. Okay? So, how to check if you apply this amount of complete fertilizer, if you also apply this nutrient. Okay, so you will use the second formula. So, the second formula, which is the weight of nutrient is equal to the weight of fertilizer times the percent nutrient of that fertilizer. So, weight of nitrogen. So, because nutrients. So, we will compute for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Since this is 3 nutrients. Okay, so weight of nitrogen is weight of fertilizer, which is 214.29 kilograms times 14%. Okay? 14% because this fertilizer grade is 14%. However, instead of using 14%, we will use the equivalent decimal number of this percentage. So how will you know the decimal of this, the decimal equivalent of this? So you will compute like this: 14% divided by 100%, which is the perfect percentage. So cancel percent, the answer would be 0.14. So instead of using 14%, we will now use 0.14. Okay guys? So para mas madali. Okay? So 214.29 kilograms times 0.14, that would be 30. That would be 30 kilograms nitrogen. Okay, so you apply 30 kilograms of nitrogen. Okay, so then we will compute for the phosphorus and potassium. So weight of phosphorus is equal to 214, the weight of fertilizer, 0.29 kilograms times 0.14, since 14% is the percentage of phosphorus in that particular fertilizer. So the answer would be 30 kilogram phosphorus. And for potassium, so the same process. So weight of potassium is equal to 214.29 kilograms times 0.14. That would be also 30 kilogram of potassium. Okay? So now, you satisfy the 30 kilograms of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So now, we will deduct this into the recommended rate. So the recommended rate now, the RR, which is 90, 60, and 30. So we will have this 30 kilograms of nitrogen, 30 kilograms of phosphorus, and 30 kilograms of potassium. So i-minus, subtract. Okay, so 30 minus 30 is 0. 60 minus 30 is 30, and 90 minus 30, that would be 60. So this is now the new nutrient requirement. So we have satisfied the potassium. So the new requirement now is 60, 30, and 0. So we will satisfy now the 60 and 30 by using these two fertilizer materials. Okay, so the next thing to do is use the fertilizer material which has many nutrients. Okay, so between ammonium phosphate and urea, ammonium phosphate has 2 nutrient content compared to urea. So we will use the ammonium phosphate to satisfy the needs of phosphorus and nitrogen. So the same process. So we will use this again the formula. Okay? So, weight of fertilizer. So, weight of ammonium phosphate, AMOPHOS, is equal to the recommended rate, which is 30. So, 30 kilograms divided by percent nutrient, which is 20. Since the nutrients that will be satisfied or will be computed is the phosphorus, and then we will use the nutrient content, which is phosphorus, and this is 20%. So 20% times 100%. So 30 divided by 20, that is 1.5, cancel percent, times 100, and that would be 100 kilograms, 150 kilograms. Okay, so we need 150 kilograms of ammonium phosphate to satisfy the 30 kilograms of phosphorus that are needed by our soil. So how to check if we apply 150 kilograms of ammonium phosphate and also we had applied the 30 kilograms of phosphorus. So we will use the next formula, which is the weight of nutrient. Okay, so weight of phosphorus is equal to the weight of fertilizer, 150 kilograms, times percent nutrient, which is 20%. So 20%. Again, instead of using percentage, we will use the equivalent decimal number of this percentage. So 20% divided by 100% is equal to 0.2. So instead of using 20%, we will use 0.2. So the answer now would be 30 kilograms. Okay, 30 kilograms. So here, we can subtract 30. Okay? And then, if we apply ammonium phosphate, we have also nitrogen component in this fertilizer material, which is 16%. So we will also deduct that from the recommended rate. So how to do it? So the same computation, weight of nitrogen is equal to fertilizer amount or weight of fertilizer, which is 150 kilograms times the percentage of nitrogen is 16. Okay, so we will use 16%. So again, instead of using the percentage, we will use the decimal equivalent number. So 16 divided by 100%, that would be 0.16. So instead of using 16%, we will use the 0.16. Okay? So 150 kilograms times 0.16, that would be 24 kilograms of nitrogen. Okay? So this 24 kilograms will be subtracted here. Okay? So 24 kilograms. Okay, so 0, copy 0, and then 30 minus 30, that would be 0. So we are now satisfying the needs of phosphorus. And then 60 minus 24, that would be 36. So now, the remaining here is 36 kilograms of nitrogen. And then we satisfy already the phosphorus and potassium. And then now, we have the remaining one fertilizer material, which is the urea, to satisfy this requirement. So, we will compute, guys. So, the same formula, the weight of urea is equal to recommended rate, which is 36 kilogram divided by the percent nutrient, which is 46. So 46% times 100%. So cancel percentage. So 36 divided by 46 times 100, that would be 78.26 kilogram of urea. Okay, so how to check if this amount is correct, or if we apply this amount, do we apply also 36 kilogram of nitrogen? So we will use now the second formula. So weight of nitrogen is equal to fertilizer, weight of fertilizer, 78.26 kilogram times the percentage or the nutrient percentage, which is 46%. So instead of using 46%, we will use the equivalent decimal of this number. So 46% divided by 100%, that would be 0.46. So instead of using 46%, we will now use the 0.46. Okay? So 78.26 kilograms times 0.46, that would be 36 kilograms of nitrogen. Okay? So now we will deduct this into the recommended rate. Okay? So 36. So 36 minus 36, that would be 0. Am I right? 0? Okay, 0. So, and then copy 0, and then copy 0. So now, we have satisfied all the needs of the required nutrients of the soil. This is what we apply, okay? So we have applied 214.29 kilograms of complete, and then 150 kilograms of ammonium phosphate, and 78.26 kilograms of urea. So that's the answer for the question. Ang ating mga basic calculation sa soil science. I hope meron po kayong natutunan mula sa video na to. Kung meron kayong mga questions and clarification, please comment down below. And pakishare na rin po ng video na to, especially to our agriculture students, to agriculturists, and also for our graduates in agriculture na gustong mag-take po ng ating licensure examination for agriculturists. Napakahalaga po ng topic na to sa inyong darating na examination. So please watch this video. This is for you. At ngayon, ito po si Master Arwin ng AgriTalks PH na nagsasabing, every time we eat, let's thank God and thank our farmers.